On January 20th, 2025, Donald J. Trump was sworn in for his second term as President of the United States. The inauguration ceremony marked the beginning of a new chapter in American politics, one characterized by both anticipation and trepidation. Trump, known for his unconventional style and bold policy moves, wasted no time in making his mark on his second term. Within hours of taking the oath of office, he signed a series of executive orders, signaling his commitment to fulfilling his campaign promises. The executive orders, covering a wide range of issues, sent shockwaves through Washington and beyond. From trade to immigration, Trump's actions signaled a clear departure from the policies of his predecessor. The world watched with bated breath, eager to see how these changes would play out on the global stage. The UK, a long-standing ally of the United States, found itself in a particularly delicate position. The return of Trump to the White House brought with it a mix of emotions in the UK. On the one hand, there was a sense of familiarity. The UK government had, after all, navigated the choppy waters of Trump's first term. On the other hand, there was a palpable sense of uncertainty. Trump's second term promised to be anything but predictable. The UK, with its own political and economic challenges, had to tread carefully, balancing its national interests with the need to maintain a strong relationship with its most important ally. The UK government's response to Trump's executive orders was a study in contrasts. Some cabinet ministers, particularly those with a more conservative outlook, expressed admiration for Trump's decisiveness. They saw in his actions a refreshing departure from the perceived hesitancy and bureaucracy of previous administrations. Trump's willingness to shake things up, to challenge the status quo, resonated with those who felt that the political establishment had become too complacent, too out of touch with the concerns of ordinary people. However, this admiration was tempered by a deep sense of anxiety among other members of the UK government. Concerns about the potential global ramifications of Trump's policies were widespread. Some worried that his actions could destabilize international relations, leading to increased tensions and even conflict. Others expressed concern about the potential economic fallout, particularly in light of the UK's ongoing efforts to forge new trade deals in the wake of Brexit. The official stance of the UK government, as articulated by Downing Street, was one of cautious optimism. While acknowledging the potential challenges posed by Trump's second term, the government emphasized the importance of maintaining a strong and constructive relationship with the United States. The focus, they stressed, should be on areas of common ground, such as security cooperation and combating terrorism. This pragmatic approach, while understandable, did little to alleviate the underlying anxieties felt by many in the UK. While the Conservative government grappled with the implications of Trump's return, the opposition Labour Party adopted a more proactive approach. Recognising that a second Trump presidency was a distinct possibility, Labour had begun preparing for this eventuality well in advance of the 2024 election. Led by Shadow Foreign Secretary David Lammy, Labour embarked on a series of diplomatic overtures aimed at building bridges with the incoming Trump administration. Lammy, a seasoned politician with a deep understanding of international affairs, made multiple visits to Washington, D.C. in the run-up to the election. His goal was twofold: to observe both the Trump and Biden campaigns firsthand, and to establish lines of communication with key figures in both camps. Lammy's observations proved prescient. He was struck by the professionalism and effectiveness of the Trump campaign, noting that the Democrats were facing an uphill battle. Recognizing the importance of a strong personal relationship with the US president, Labour leader Keir Starmer made it a priority to engage with Trump directly. Inspired by the example of Japan's Shinzo Abe, who had successfully cultivated a close relationship with Trump during his first term, Starmer sought to establish a similar rapport. He believed that by building a personal connection with Trump, he could foster greater understanding and cooperation between the UK and the US. Starmer's efforts to build bridges with the Trump administration extended beyond symbolic gestures. He instructed his team to explore areas of potential collaboration, recognizing that despite their ideological differences, the UK and the US shared a number of common interests. Trade, security, and climate change were all identified as areas where cooperation could be mutually beneficial. This pragmatic approach, while not without its critics, reflected a recognition that the UK could ill afford to alienate its most important ally. As the UK adjusts to the reality of a second Trump presidency, the future of UK-US relations remains uncertain. The challenges are undeniable. Trump's unpredictable nature, his willingness to prioritize American interests above all else, and his disdain for multilateralism all pose significant challenges for the UK government. Moreover, the shadow of Brexit continues to loom large, adding another layer of complexity to the relationship. Despite these challenges, there are also opportunities for the UK to strengthen its relationship with the US under a second Trump administration. Trump's focus on bilateral deals, for example, could create openings for the UK to secure favourable trade agreements. Moreover, the UK's expertise in areas such as intelligence sharing and counter-terrorism remains highly valued by the US. By leveraging these strengths, the UK can position itself as an indispensable partner to the US.